There's a lot of irony throughout the interview, which blows my mind. She talks about capitulation. I'm like, again, homegirl, that's what you're doing right now. It's nice to hear from her. At the beginning of the election, I was wondering, where did Kamala Harris go? The blunt force that we were all hit with during this past election, for the people that did not vote for the orange man, we were in sorrow mode, moping around. A lot of us just forgot about her. And when we did think about her, we're like, okay, well, she's recovering. She's been through a lot these last 107 days, which is actually the title of the book. And she went on the Colbert Show recently to talk about it. I'm going to tell you the reason why I think she wrote this book towards the end of the video. And I want to dive in and talk about the interview first. So something she starts off right at the beginning of the interview. And before she even speaks those words, you can see just the sadness and despair in her eyes. I don't know if it's the way she talks or what. You can tell that this woman is still in a lot of pain. And she says some very key words to Stephen Colbert that hurt me, that really actually hurt me. She said the system is broken and that she doesn't want to go back into or be part of the system. She said she doesn't want to go back into the system right now because it's broken. And this broke my heart, actually. It hurt me. Thinking about it, well, you know, that's not what we want to hear from our politicians. It was very heartbreaking from her to have her say that. You know, and with all the speeches she's given, all the speeches she gave, or the few speeches that she gave after she lost the election, it was really hurtful and sad to hear that. And I'm not saying we need to live in this clouded bubble where we deny reality, because it is a shit show right now. It is a really bad shit show. Our system is being turned upside down, put in the washer and then the dryer and washer again. And it is getting wrinkled. And what I wanted to say on that is that why would she say this? This is not what you want to hear from our elected leaders. You are the people that we elected to fight for us, to speak for us. And we don't want to hear from you that the system is broken. That's our job. Let the voters say that. Okay, your job is to go in there and fix the system. She then, shortly after this, screams the words scientists, all the scientists, teachers, and firefighters. You know, at times this interview goes in and out, and it seems like it's a rally, or she's doing a press conference at a local small county or city, just saying, you know, pay the teachers, save the whales, recycle. And that was just really, really strange. Currently, she says what her plans are right now, and if you're a lefty, a libtard, you're gonna want to sit down for this one, because she says she wants to travel the world and talk to people without the burden and the weight of asking for their vote. And that's strike number 2 in my book. So that's where strike number 2. So you want to go and hear what people's thoughts are, but no action on what to do. I'll tell you what people's thoughts are, Kamala Harris. And we are wondering where the fuck our politicians are at. Because half of them, the Republicans, are sitting on their hands and just letting Trump do whatever the fuck he wants. And the Democrats are maybe making a squeak here and there and doing nothing else about it of significance. Now you're hearing that the judicial branch is pushing back. Texas Democrats are doing something. You know what I'm getting at. I'm talking about as a collective, what are we to do? Because it seems like we're all fighting these little battles, but there's no collective action plan. Because we have some people that are literally skeletons in Congress right now from the Democratic side. During the interview, she goes from hopelessness to despair to happiness. It's a wild swing of emotions. It's almost you're going through the 5 stages of grief all at once. And then, you know, during this shift from hopelessness to grief, she says she wants to remind people that the power lies with them. Well, maybe you could have led with that and not the beginning of the system's broken and, well, I'm going on vacation. Deuces. I'm not sure who gave her the suggestion to write this book. And hopefully it wasn't the people that were running her campaign, because we know those people made some horrible mistakes. Didn't take shots when they should have, didn't play the campaign like with an all-in chips mindset. Of course, I'm speaking from hindsight, but the people that are in the trenches, the people that are the experts when it comes to these things, we expect them to know when to go all in, when to take risk. And it doesn't seem like her campaign knew that. So I'm not sure if it was somebody from her campaign that suggested to write this book or maybe someone else. And I don't want to insult her really, because I still have respect for this woman and what she did. Finally get into what the book is about. Typical car salesman's fashion. She dropped some stories about, hey, you know, there's a story in there about Doug dropping the ball on my birthday. Well, that's great. And we have to read the book to find that out. I frankly don't care. I'm wondering if the ball is going to just continue dropping on our country. And that's what I fear. I'm not really worried about your birthday, Miss Vice President. She also mentions the book is behind the scenes into what it's like for presidents to run for president. I'm pretty sure Mitt Romney, Jeb Bush have written some excellent books on what it means to run for president and fall short. Though her falling short is probably going to hopefully not be the last falling short of a president, and we still get to have other presidents fall short. And if this book was written to break through to the heart of the issue that this country is facing, which is a farther and farther and farther drift from reality and facts and right-wing, you name it, just farther and further and further right, that's not going to do it. These people are not reading books. I don't even know if half of them or more than half of them can even read. Maybe the last book they read, it was probably in high school. Some of them probably in middle school if they graduated. So a book is not going to help this country move on. Again, I think the book was mainly for her to get whatever she needed to off her chest. She mentions multiple times during the interview to not get defeated. Homegirl. I'm gonna be frank with you. That's exactly what you're doing, and that's what you said at the start of the interview. And it fucking hurt. Stephen asks her one question. It's pretty much, would you like to throw Joe Biden under the bus during this interview? And from outsider looking in, you may be wondering, fuck it, let's just do it right now. Let's do it. What's there to lose now? We already are losing parts of the country. Who cares about what happened? And she's a real one. Well, she doesn't say she's not a real one. She sort of deflects on the direct question as it is, but I think she handles it in a way I would if I were answering from a friend. I'm not gonna throw my friend under the bus, no matter what time it is, especially someone given her stature and how amplified and cut up and rehashed this video is going to get. She says, you know, Joe Biden, my friend, former president of the United States, was a real one. He had dignity. He respected the rule of law, and he had integrity. Hey, can't argue much with that compared to the fucktard that's in office right now. Colbert goes into talking about all the guesses that Kamala Harris had made when it came to if Mango Mussolini had gotten into power, and she, you know, the guesses were that he's going to persecute his political enemies. A check. He's going to give tax cuts to the wealthy. Check. He's going to gut Medicaid, weaken Medicaid and Medicare. Check, with that big ugly ass looking bill. And lastly, he's going to alienate our allies. Check. So that's a 4-piece combo at your local chicken place. The last part of the interview, she talks about being surprised at the capitulation. And that, there's a lot of irony throughout this interview, which really blows my mind. And she talks about the capitulation. And I'm like, again, homegirl, that's what you're doing right now. Homegirl, you're doing that right now. You're the one capitulating with how you opened this interview and how you're ending it. Yes, we know the Republicans are capitulating or just weathering the storm, hunkering down in Donald Trump's asshole, hoping he'll just fart them out and leave. But homegirl, that's what you're doing, and I would say a lot of Democrats are too. Other than AOC, Bernie Sanders, and a handful that are actually fighting the good fight, and the Texas Democrats that left the state. Some people are speaking out, but we need a collective voice. We need what the hell are we gonna exactly do? What is the fucking game plan? Because right now we don't have a fucking game plan. We're fucking playing checkers and they're playing fucking chess, and they're moving all their pieces with the flamethrower. The last question, I know there's a lot of last year. Stephen Colbert asks us who's the party leader. What does she expect to be the party leader? And she doesn't name anybody. Again, take it out for whatever the hell that you can take it for, sure, whatever. But you know, we all need to, she says, we all need to be leaders, and I agree with that, because our leaders have failed us. So we, you know, the country, the people of this great country as a whole, and I'll even include Trump voters in this, the ones that may be having second thoughts about what the fuck that's been going on, it'll have to take us. You always hear about those successful revolutions and changes in government. And don't worry, I'm not calling for any acts of violence. Calm down. Any major changes in a country's populace, thinking, government, it comes from the people.